Are there big events, galactic events coming for humanity that we are now ready for that will help us with the shift?
Yes, but they've been here. This energy frequency of the fifth dimension is expanding us. Much information has been withheld because of control, a belief that humans couldn't manage knowing the existence of other beings in the universe. Yes? We're asking all of you to open the aperture of your perception, to see the ships in the bay, to see the ships in the sky. We want everyone to know.
Are you ready to shine? Shine bright. Woo-hoo! Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good. I just can't keep laughing today with the energy. And the highest good of all, please help me to help Sheila here today. Please help us to help everyone here today. Please help us to shift consciousness today for our highest good, for the highest good of all, or something even better. And they're already started. They're going, consciousness doesn't need any help. You do, but consciousness is doing fine. No, what do I want to hear? All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. If you've ever felt the intense shifts happening on the planet and within yourself and asked, what the heck is happening? And more importantly, where do I go from here? Then is today's show for you. My guest today is the incredible Sheila Gillette, bestselling author and the clear channel for the collective of 24 archangels known as Theo. Is it 12 archangels or is it 24, Sheila?
Well, this group, Theo, is 12, but they told us there are 24.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think, others visit now and again.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the 12 archangels known as Theo. But today, We're not here to talk about fear, collapse, or what's being torn down. We're here to talk about what's being built. We're here to talk about your divine human upgrade. We're decoding today how to move from being a human having a spiritual experience to a spirit magically having a human experience. This is about empowerment, embodiment, and stepping into your highest frequency. So welcome back to the show, Sheila. Are you ready to shine?
I am, Michael. It's so good to be with you today and talk about all this expansion we're doing and really the good stuff that's going on and how we can be a part of it and how our changes, our individual change elevates the greater change.
Thank you. So on that note of good stuff and positive change, I can't believe I'm going to ask this, Sheila, but is this chaos a spiritual upgrade or a spiritual breakdown?
That's an interesting question. I think it's both.
I knew you were going to say
it really is, that which came before doesn't work anymore. So it's collapsing, which is the fear that people are feeling. But the new is being formed in and through us. Theo spoke about this 5 decades ago and spoke about this time that we're all going through and the chaos. But they said out of the chaos will come order. And all the old patterns in us that have been passed along for thousands of years are deconstructing. And we're creating a new way of being and realizing that we're spiritual, magnificent souls having a human experience and expressing from that rather than life is happening to us, it's happening through us, for us, as us. And when we start claiming that power, everything's changing. And when we love ourselves enough, it changes everything.
Thank you. So is humanity, would you say, splitting in that there are those who are choosing to embody it at this time and those that are choosing to picturing a paper bag over your head, a little eye cut out and run the other way? What's happening there?
Yes. And those who are trying to get away won't be able to.
Yeah.
Because it's happening. Whether we like it or not, we're comfortable with it or not.
Yeah.
This energy frequency of the fifth dimension is expanding us. And I know you're talking about the people that are frightened of change.
Yeah.
They like the status quo, or not that they like it, they're comfortable with the familiar. And so anything that shakes that is scary. And let's just look the other way. Or, nah, I'm not listening.
I would add poo-poo to that.
Yeah. But, it's happening anyway. And what's happening, it's happening inside everybody. It's not an outer thing. It's an inner thing that's happening that is moving to change our beliefs about who we are, the negative beliefs that we have carried forward for thousands of years, into more empowered understanding of the powerful souls that we are, building a new experience on this planet in the fifth dimension and beyond. So the third dimension, our physical reality, and the fourth, which was a spiritual awakening, is now happening in and through us into this, let's say, new vector of time, new way of being human on the planet. And so all those patterns we're changing in us changes those for our past, our forebears, and it changes, thankfully, for our children. They don't have to carry forward all that old stuff, the negative stuff, the negative beliefs that we've held about ourselves as humans.
You talk about it being, and I was talking kind of tongue in cheek about people wearing paper bags going around and saying, I don't want to see what's going on out there. You're saying it's actually happening inside of us. What does that mean? And I don't know about you, but my crystal ball is completely broken. Any idea how long this process takes or what we're going to look like as these changes take place on the inside?
As we're witnessing, as you know, Theo's brought forth in the last 5 decades a soul integrational process.
Yeah.
And that's the how. How do we do it? And what will it look like? It will come out, as I've been told over the years, that if everybody would integrate, we would have peace in our world.
Yeah. What does that mean to integrate?
That? It means to recognize where the belief systems are coming from about us that are very unlovable, the not enougghnesses.
Yeah.
And as that's revealed to us, and where that happened, where was the belief that you're not lovable, you're not worthy, you're not pretty, you're not handsome, you're not enough come from? They come from situations, circumstances, and conditions that we experience, some more traumatic than others, but it still has the same outcome. We adopt a belief outside ourselves about us that's simply untrue.
Yeah.
That we're not worthy. And when we discover where that came from, the event won't change, but our perception of it can. And we can look for the gifts and blessings that have grown us through those experiences. And we, the adult us, that's the noticer that sees this, can love that younger part of ourselves forward. They're frozen in the moment and hanging on to that belief. So the script can be rewritten with love. And as we love ourselves, and that's such a cliche thing, I know, but it's when you love yourself enough, the trajectory of your life, everything does change. And it's like you walk through an invisible barrier where manifestation starts working on your behalf. It always is working. Times I know you hear this, and I hear it a lot. Manifestation just isn't working for me. Yes, it is. It's bringing you what you think most about. So if you think you're not worthy of money, of love, of health, whatever it might be, then of course, what is the universal energies, the quantum field going to do? Attach to that and bring that. So we're changing our minds. We're changing neural pathways in our mind from the default of fear, fright, flight, freeze to possibility thinking.
Is it coming from a tearing up of the old script, meaning it's a game of opposites? The universe loves to play with opposites and paradoxes. If we're going to bring you more love and stability in your life at the higher level, we're going to tear away what love and stability you feel you have so that you can recognize it more and reassemble in an even better, stronger way. Is that what's going on?
Yes. You're saying it differently in different words that I use, but it's still the same essence.
Yeah.
And it's the same result. We just see life through different lenses when this happens. And to your point about the people with the bag over their head and not wanting to see what's happening. Yeah. It's happening to them too. That's why everybody's so uncomfortable, and we're seeing it expressed out in the world as the craziness. But that's inside, if we're feeling, that life is happening to us in a victimized sense of the word, then that's what will continue to perpetuate in a pattern of results. So in changing, then we get a different result.
So let's say that we're in a path of a wildfire, of a riot, of a tariff that wipes out our job, or who knows what. I'm not going political, guys. Let's say that life happens.
Yeah, as it does. Yes.
How do we reframe this is happening to me when we're in the muck and the mire to, I know this is real poo-poo right now, but something great's going to come of it?
Well, it's changing that this is happening for me. And that's a key point, because then the next question is, what great gifts am I going to get from this? When I was going through many years ago, a real challenging time in my life. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I work with the angels, and why is this happening to me? And, it was resistance. Yeah. To everything, to the change, to, I was in the pity, the self-pity that we all do, and when Theo said, you're learning compassion, but there was so much more that I said, okay, if this is something I have to learn from, I'm going to squeeze everything out of it I can, because I don't want to do it again. This particular challenge, because challenge is just the curriculum of life. It's how you doing now. Are you reactive or are you responsive to whatever the events are? We want to be responsive. But at any rate, when that was this aha moment, and what happened is things started to change on my behalf. The challenge, people started showing up to help me in things I couldn't do by myself. Mm-hmm. The complexion of what I perceived as going to kill me, that old adage, the growth you grow from whatever won't kill you. Yeah. Well, that's
if
how
it doesn't kill me, it'll make me stronger.
Yeah. Who wants to keep doing that? Right. So that's when I noticed the changes. And I started learning how to have the thought rather than what if something terrible is going to happen?
Yeah.
Waiting for the other shoe to drop, however we say it, to what can I get out of this? Who am I going to be after I go through this opportunity of growth? Because you change your mind that this is an opportunity, then everything, the energy starts shifting for you in such a way that can be very magnificent. It has been in my life. And I continue to practice this. It's not a one and done. It's continual life experience of change. But now the ask is, what if something great's going to happen? Ooh. What if something wonderful's going to happen?
So you channel Theo, and I want to go to Theo in a little bit, but is Theo saying, because I think this energy is by design right now, it's here to serve us. Is Theo saying something good, something great is coming and on its way?
Yes. And they also say, look what's happening in your world today in the good things that are happening. People are gaining their voice. The change is coming from the people. Mm-hmm. And we're witnessing that throughout the world, not just in the United States. People are finding their voice, but everywhere in the world. And we've been so divisive. What people are asking, what would love do? Yeah. They're seeing their neighbors go through challenge, just like you ask if you lost your job or, all those things that are happening now that are threatening and scary. People are banding together to support each other, is what I'm seeing. And they're, like I told you, we just were traveling and meeting with people and had some of the most interesting and expanded conversations. Now, like I told you, there was no insignificant talk with the people we were meeting with. They were in depth and asking inner questions, and the conversation got elevated. And it was a delight energetically too, because you came away with, gosh, I see change, in a sea of not seeing change. Yeah. But because that's what we get, sometimes. And we're talking to each other, having different points of view, having interesting conversations. I think that's the way we get out of this rather than isolation.
Very cool. And I couldn't agree more. Can we go to Theo right now? And I'm interested what Theo's take is on, I'm going to call it the blender, which is, maybe it's only my summer, Sheila.
Well, I think a lot of people are in that blender for sure. So I'm going to learn a bunch in this questioning as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Yes. I'll invite Theo in. Here we go. I like that blender. That's fun.
Vitamix,
I do know. Here we go. It is the beginning, is it not? We are appreciative of the opportunity to serve, you may ask.
Theo, you call this, it is the beginning, is it not? What is this the beginning of? And as I was discussing with Sheila, it may be a beginning, but it feels like we're in a blender right now.
As you're talking about the time and the fifth dimensionary energy of the beginning, it's a new world that is being birthed by you, through you, as you, for you. It is this new world of higher conscious awareness that's evolving. And with that, there's no going back to the limitations of the past. Once you have been challenged and your beliefs starts changing into what would love do, and loving the self, there is no return to the old. You're laying new neural pathways in your brain with positive thought, positive expectation, rather than the negative. And as you know, neural pathways are limited that feed the brain. So when the positive is being fed, it allows the negative, the old patterns, to shrivel and drop away. And your new default in your mindset is life is happening for me, with me, as me, not to me, as a victim. You're not a victim. You are magnificent creators.
Thank you. So why then, I am in complete agreement. Why do we need, or why is there the energy right now? And I want to talk all about the mind. I really like understanding this, but the energy right now feels heavy. It feels difficult. It feels overwhelming. It feels exhausting. Very few people, we have our moments when we step back and pause, but very few people are feeling, I feel so alive and refreshed right now. Why are we getting that heavy energy as we're going through this?
The heavy energy is exhaustion because of the chaos that has been going on for years. And the fear that has permeated the atmosphere. It's the atmospheric pressure you're talking about, emotional pressure, and it's exhausting. So that is why people are feeling exhausted. So what can you do to turn off whatever you're absorbing? And you can do that with whatever you're looking at and your technology, and begin nurturing the self. Meditation, movement, exercise, breathing. Most people, when they get in this state of exhaustion, they're not breathing. They breathe just enough to stay alive. So deep breathing exercises twice a day will rejuvenate and regenerate the body, because oxygenation is so important, as you know, because the mind in exhaustion cannot change. Yes?
Is there information in the breath? Is the breath simply a mechanism for keeping us alive, or is it a carrier wave of something much more?
It's inspiration. It carries oxygenation, which enlivens the cells. It supports, it nurtures, it nourishes every cell of the body, which gives one more clarity and connectivity. So yes, the oxygen, as you know, they use oxygen tanks or barometric tanks to rejuvenate and heal the physical body. So of course it has these properties within it that enlivens every cell of the body, every cell, the brain, the heart, all the organs, to be regenerated and rejuvenated.
Thank you. And one of the things you're referring to is a hyperbaric chamber, because I had a concussion. A vehicle, the driver fell asleep at the wheel of a truck, and our car was totaled a month and a half ago. I was in a hyperbaric chamber helping with extra oxygen as recently as yesterday, and I'll be back there tomorrow. It does bring up a question about the body. A lot of people's bodies seem to be failing them right now. Stomach effects, head effects, autoimmune challenges, all sorts of things really seem to be coming up at this time. Is this meaning we're not doing enough to nurture our bodies? Like this is some sort of a personal, dare I say, failure? We're not doing what we need to be doing? Or is this part of that planetary shift?
It's part of the shift to make you more aware of the body. You live in this body. You know more about it than anybody. And so it's when these things happen, it's saying, pay attention. And we don't speak of illness. We just speak of imbalance.
Yeah.
So what is the body telling you? It's out of balance. So there are things that you can do to regain balance. And that's good nutrition. It's good breathing, as we said, oxygenation, movement. It's the only vehicle you have in your life to navigate this planet. You have automobiles, you take care of them, you maintain them. Think in terms of high maintenance for this physical structure that's the only one you're going to have. So what would you do? You give it the proper fuel. Yes? You give it whatever it needs, not in the sense of some negativity, but in the sense of good maintenance. Yes.
Thank you. I have my kitty cat who's getting really frisky as you're speaking, which is interesting. She's about 20 years of age, might be actually a little bit older than that. And we've been feeding him better. We've been giving him more attention, more of what his body needs. And he's getting friskier and younger, which he's demonstrating as you're talking about taking care of your vehicle.
Yes. And so humans are animals.
Let me put him down. Yes. So, okay.
He likes the energy.
I can see that.
Yes.
What does, I talk a lot about this time period, and maybe I'm speaking for myself. I'm sure I am, about overwhelm, of feeling like everything is accelerated so fast, I can't possibly keep up. What does going from having to being or doing to being, or how do we stop being a human doing so much when everything's feeling so accelerated back to being a human being and on a daily basis?
Recognize that the doing is just a distraction. Doing can be, as one might see, a necessary distraction of not feeling or being. What uncomfortable feelings are being avoided in the doing is something that could be asked. Now, there are things that one needs to do, actions that need to be taken. We're not saying that. But there are people that are human doings. They're not being at all, because the avoidance of uncomfortable emotions, there's an epidemic of anxiety. Those are uncomfortable emotions avoided. And so when you know that you're learning emotions on this planet, they're not going to whelm you.
Yeah.
We find it interesting. You can't be overwhelmed. You're just whelmed. That's that energy that's happening in and through you. And oftentimes you're not breathing, so that makes it worse. But it is in the sense of, what emotions do I not want to feel that are uncomfortable? Because the good ones we take for granted. Yes, we as human. The uncomfortable ones we don't want to feel, and so we avoid them. And at high cost. It is asking the question, where am I in avoidance and what don't I want to feel? Embracing the ones that are uncomfortable will free you.
Thank you. I want to go back to the brain for a minute here. And actually, I think I'm going to open the door and let the cat out of the studio because he got so excited he wants to go eat. Bear with me one briefest second, Theo. You were talking about the brain. How is the brain changing? And there are those scientists who say we're only using 10%, 12%, 13% of the brain. Is the brain going to open up or flower in ways in a fifth dimensional world or become more of a receiver? How is it going to change?
It is changing, and that's part of the consciousness shift. Because the brain is the operating system, just like your computer, that has been upgraded over the years that they've been in existence, have they not? So think of this as a expanded system that is being in the brain. The brain has been open to a new operating system, much more refined and powerful. And that comes with the acceptance, the change of these beliefs we speak about.
Thank you. There's an interesting parallel here. I'm working this through as we're talking. I hope that's all right. Consciousness is opening up and expanding. The mind, or we are expanding into consciousness. The mind is opening up, is upgrading operating systems. It's able to see more, hear more, understand more, feel more. At the same time, technology is increasing. We can look, we've actually probably come to the end of Moore's law and a way superseded that as far as this upward curve in technology. How are they related?
Just as we were saying, your brain is your technology, your operating system. And it's only as powerful as what you give it. It's just like AI. It's powerful, but it must be given the information, yes, just like your computer upgrade, a new operating system. You're constantly getting that in certain technology, are you not? At midnight, it will be upgraded. Well, if you think in terms of your brain expanded awarenesses and consciousness, that can be a metaphor, let's say, of what is happening. So humans are having more psychic experiences or intuitive experiences that they may have been closed to before, because that's part of the expanded awareness of all that your body can do.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's just a matter of recognizing that you have come here. If you're alive, you've chosen to be here, which is magnificent in itself. And for this shift of consciousness that's never happened before.
Thank you. I want to go to technology a little bit more, in that our audience is, many of them, without judgment, very concerned about where technology is happening. There's this whole fear of transhumanism, of us having stuff embedded inside of ourselves. There's this fear that AI is a way that we're going to lose ourselves. Are these tools, everything is how we choose to use it, of course, but are these tools appearing at this time to actually help with the evolution of consciousness?
They are. It's nothing to be feared. All the new technologies that have come forward over the years of human evolution, all of them, people have feared in the beginning. Even the car, when people would get in the car and not know how to drive it, they'd run into each other in their cars because they weren't focusing on the road. They were looking at the car, and that's where the car drove into the other car. So it's a shift of mind in the usage of the tool, isn't it? Whether it's an automobile or a computer or AI, learning what you can use within that, not out of fear. It's not going to take you over. It's a tool, an advanced tool. Airplanes, you don't think of anything of sitting in a chair in the air, do you? It's commonplace. So are your computers. So are the phones you carry in your pocket, a computer. You just get annoyed when they don't work. This will happen with all the new technology as well. When you become familiar with it, comfortable with it, and use it, then with that knowledge you have, knowledge creates no fear. Fear is only based in ignorance.
How is it? I want to get to a tool on top of breathing to help us transform to love from fear. Before I do that, though, is there a way we can use AI to help us with our spiritual growth and development?
Yes. You ask AI questions. You ask for information. Do you not? How? What are the best tools I can use? So it's the next evolution of information to make you smarter. And that's where the brain comes in, the expanded awarenesses and the usage of that brain. It's only as good as what you give it. It can expand much farther than you can imagine if you open the door for that expansion.
Thank you. Is there a point at which humanity's brains become more of a brain, meaning that we're expanded all across the entire planet, where what you perceive and you take in isn't limited by this space right here?
We would say yes to that because you're one. Energetically, you're one species. You're connected vibrationally, even though you're an independent individual soul that has its own unique vibration that is consistent and eternal. But it's like the notes in a song that is played. Each note is important, and whatever instrument in the orchestra is playing for the exquisite sound, they are important as well, meaning you, as an individual, aligning with that soul, we call it the soul note, vibration, with all other vibrations, create the perfect sound or song or vision or painting or book or whatever is created in the collective mind with love. And that's where you're going.
Thank you. I'm smirking because I channel through my automatic writing, and I channeled for YouTube Live last night on everybody's unique note and vibration. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Would you have one tool we could use other than going to the breath? Hugely important, but a tool we can use when we're going to a place of fear. We can see the fear welling up. We can see ourselves tightening up to help us get back or instantly anchor into a state of love.
When you're feeling the fear, you can always ask if this is true, if this thought is true. Or if it's something the fear's created that has lack of truth in it. Also, in that moment, what would love do? Because fear is reaction, reactivity. If you say, what would love do? Typically, in those circumstances, all is necessary is just more love. One's reactive to another person. What does the other person need? More love. What do you need? More love, because reactivity comes from separation and a belief that you're not lovable or acceptable.
Thank you. You just had a kind of an epiphany moment here for me. I go to visit my parents once or twice a week. Well, once, yes, it has been, as they've moved into an unassisted living home. And they're started to go down the Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and dementia road. My mom has taken a recent liking in recent years to shoot 'em up police dramas, killings, things of that sort. Any idea what's going on, not necessarily just with her, but why we are attracted to this at this time? And is it as harmful as I would think, which is the programmer's expression is GIGO, garbage in, garbage out?
What is happening is that horror movies, for an example.
Yes.
Are people love to be scared. It's chemistry. What happens in the body, you see. So it produces a particular chemistry for her.
What's fascinating, though, is my mom is someone who is, forgive me for going to my mom here, but I think this has benefit for all of us, is someone who outside of the TV world eschews fear, stays away from fear, won't even ask the doctor the deep questions because is so afraid of fear, runs the other way. And yet in front of this large tube, which I believe is a trance generator, is sucked into the fear.
That's because it's a fear that's acceptable.
What does that mean? What are fears that are acceptable? What are fears that are unacceptable? And then how do we get back more to living?
So the things that asking a doctor what to do to be better, all those things you mentioned, is there's a necessary action to be taken, a change to be made. And it could just be resistance to that change and to loving the self enough to change, to take care of the self. So if they don't know, they don't have to change. And the other is outside the self, you see. And of course, if it's a program that is being watched on technology, one has no power to change it other than turn it off. But there's also within those things a compulsion to see what happens next, isn't there?
Yes. So let's take that one. Thank you so much, Theo. One step further. How do we not, if we look at, rather than we're going to call it TV, if we look at the news and social media and everything supposedly that's going on around us, and I mean supposedly because there's a lot more going on that's positive and loving than you will ever see around you. So if we follow all of that, I feel like we start to lose ourselves. How do we find ourselves or find our own unique truth with all the noise going on today?
Notice what you're noticing inside yourself. And asking the pertinent inner questions. The truth question, that what am I getting out of this? Who would I be without it?
Ooh.
And what would love do? It's not why questions. Why questions are victimized questions. But who, what, how, when? All of these questions have more expanded answers inside of you.
Thank you. So if we're going from 3D to 5D, from the old human to the new human, what does the new human look like or act like?
It looks like you expressing that love, walking through the invisible barrier of the realization of the magnificent, powerful soul that you are, not in arrogance or narcissism, but soul-centered, and living in gratitude. That is a key component of change. Seeing what there is to be grateful for daily, and being proud of yourselves for what you have accomplished. Mostly we hear from humans self-talk that is very negative. For an example, I had 10 things to do today and I only got one done, and berating the self for the other 9 that have not been accomplished yet. There's no celebration of the one that was accomplished. Why not? For the others are there just to accomplish and celebrate as well. Yeah. That's the doing part you were talking about.
Thank you. Is there, and I like that. I'm going to go to my own to-do list. I'm going to celebrate, dance a little jig after I check one off, which is good positive energy shift, and that will help with the next and help with the next. So thank you. Is there, like I just had on Dr. Stephen Greer, and his show will air a week or two before this show airs. And he's talking about full disclosure and extraterrestrial contact. Are there big events, even galactic events, coming for humanity that we are now ready for that will help us with the shift?
Yes, but they've been happening. You're growing into the awareness of them. Yes, it's like the story of the ships in the harbor when the captain said, burn the ships. So there was no return from those who were to go on to land. Mm-hmm. So what is happening here is the ships weren't even seen by the people on land until they saw them burning. And so it's important to know you won't see till you see it. Yes? And that's a mindset. For the mind can hold the lack of observation or perception. That's what we're talking about. We're asking all of you to open the aperture of your perception, broaden it to see the broader picture, to see the ships in the bay, to see the ships in the sky, for they've been there all along. And imagine that your neighbor could be one of those beings, because Earth is one choice. You are one as well, because you've chosen other universes, other planets, other times. Earth is just one. There are billions of choices.
Thank you. Is there one? What you're saying is they're already here. Is there one single most important message of hope or of, forgive me, I have no other way to put this, you've got this, that you can give to us today?
Hope doesn't do anything, does it? We want you to put your eyes, you're opening that aperture of knowing the is of existence, and that you are powerful creators, that you can create the life you want by changing your beliefs. And you will see them when you believe in them. Yes? They'll make themselves known. Much information has been withheld because of control. A belief that humans couldn't manage knowing the existence of other beings in the universe. Yes? Now, the fallacy of that is being seen, and the desire has come forth. So, of course, it's happening.
Thank you. That gives me a couple last questions with you, if that's all right.
Yes.
Free energy. Is it here? Is it coming? How do we get there? And will that help us grow into an era of peace or regeneration and healing of the planet?
Yes, it's available. You have wind, you have sun, but you also have cold fusion. That Tesla was developing, and of course, that is new and innovative in times that takes away money from powerful beings, he was stopped. But more and more science is recognizing that that's a way of good energy, free energy. And of course, you have the sun and the wind. You have the natural energy as well.
Are there any discoveries in technology coming at this point, or that we are on the cusp of, that will help us more dramatically change?
Yes. Continually, technology is changing. That's the one you can be assured of, because there are so many creative beings on the planet that are being given information as we give it, and as you know, you receive as well, to share with all humans. So, of course, there are those who are the receptors of that technological knowledge, then are creating and improving continuously. If you think about what's happened in the last 200 years, the innovations that have happened that have changed human existence quickly, even 50 years or 100, of where you are today and what you do and what you take for granted. Technology, innovation is creative energy, and you're all creators.
Thank you. Last question that I have, opening up to carte blanche. Anything specific that you want to share with people today that helps us on whatever is the next step on our journey?
We want everyone to know, if you could see yourselves as we see you, there would be no discontent. You would see yourselves as the magnificent souls that you are, having a human experience. And that interaction with each other, with love and appreciation and gratitude, would be how you live your lives.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
God's love unto you. Good day.
Good day. So, Sheila, I'm not sure how much you're fully back, but I can't resist asking. You're a fun, if I can say it this way, a fun-loving gal. How do we get Theo to crack, smile, or tell a joke?
You know what, Michael? They say they're working on their humor. And it comes out. I think they're really funny. Yeah. But, you're asking, it depends on the questioner. If serious questions are being asked, they'll answer them seriously. But they get kind of silly every once in a while. And they're working on it. I can tell you that.
All right. So next time I'm taking a different approach with Theo. That's what I'm going to do. So how much, either based on this discussion, I'm not sure how much of what you heard, how much is really surprising you about what Theo, so yes, Theo was talking about there's great change coming. There's the new human blah, 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 for 50 years, but now you're 50 years later. And I don't know about you, but I'm going, holy.
Yeah.
How much of this is surprising from what Theo is saying?
Not much. I think what surprises me really is how it's unfolded, and I have said, gosh, it seems pretty intense. And they said, we told you this would be happening. We just didn't tell you how.
Yeah.
So it's like, It's kind of like knowing things are going to be uncomfortable. And if they said, well, this is going to be really uncomfortable, but it's going to be great on the other side, none of us would sign up for that. So it's kind of like, okay. So I'm hugely optimistic about where we're going and who we're going to become. I really am. I think we have to really pay attention to what we let in. I know I'm finding that too with me.
Yeah.
And I feel the energy, the heaviness that everybody feels. And then I think my optimism about the change and how powerful we humans are. I know we're going to get through this and it's going to be great. It's just getting there. We just have to do one day at a time, one step at a time, moving in the direction with faith and love.
Yeah.
And locking arms. Theo says, lock arms and fly together. We're one species on the planet. They see no barriers between us at all. And that's true, really, if you think about it energetically.
And I think everyone gets to do in one way or the other what you've recently done, which is we need to see beauty. We need to see nature and beauty and awe and help to reset ourselves beyond the junk food on the screen that we are seeing.
Yes. And we have the power to turn it off. We do. It just, some can't or won't or are addicted to whatever they get from it. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to remember who said this. It's not mine, but put awe in your day.
Yeah. Have
awe in every day. And that just means open your eyes. It was you.
I don't know that I can take solo credit, but certainly that's been there for a while.
Yeah. Well, isn't it true? If you open your eyes, we can see the beauty of the planet and each other. And I think that's why animal videos on YouTube and cute babies and everything. I mean, people love those because you can go, I have.
So today, it's not a great photo, but I had over 1,000 birds land right in front of the house, literally. I'll see if I can show you that. Oh, that's know if you can see.
I can. Wow.
Wow. There's just 1,000. That's the moving right there. I don't know if that was.
Yeah, it's a little blurry.
There.
Yeah.
And then yesterday morning, let's see if I can show you this. I was called out of my automatic writing. I was called out of awe. I was told, you need to go eat breakfast. And I'm like, you're right. I'm really hungry. And they're like, well, you need to go eat breakfast now. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm really hungry. And so I was kicked out of my writing to go down to the kitchen. And where are we? Oh, yeah. This little guy was waiting for me right outside the window.
Oh, my gosh.
A bald eagle.
How great is that? I know, one day when we lived on the water, when we were living in California, we lived on the ocean, and I was in our bedroom that had glass looking out at the ocean and saw this. It looked like this huge dark wave in the ocean out in front of me. And I watched it, and it came closer and closer into our bay, which was in front of us. And it came, and it was like 1,000 dolphins, and they were moving so fast. This took maybe 3 minutes. They came in and they turned and they went out, and they were just, going. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was, I didn't have time to get my phone or get a picture or anything. That's how fast it went. And when I saw it, just looked like this huge black wave. And when it came through, it was all dolphins. And I was like, oh my goodness. So keep that's what you're doing. That eagle is just stunning. That was
yeah. That was I spent an hour. What I get to do, and I didn't do this morning in awe because I was doing other channeling, but I know that I get to now channel and go and see what the energy. I know what many of the messages are, but I want to see when animals have shown up, like a mountain lion in Colorado showed up for us. There was a specific connection to be made.
Oh yeah.
And so I get to make that connection and say, all right, I know physically why you're here, but why are you here? What do you have to share?
Exactly.
And are you here for the long term with me? Not meaning on the beach in front of me. Do you go into, as we wrap this up, do you go, I think you've already told me no, but I'm curious, do you go to Theo and ask for day-to-day guidance? And what kind of direction do you get?
Sometimes I'll say, every day I feel their presence. And what I ask them to assist me every day in things large and small. And then I just pay attention.
Yeah.
And they're always there, assist me along the way. Maybe it's a conversation like we're having, and I get an aha moment, or animals show up, messengers show up. And that's why I say, if we stay awake and pay attention, it's miraculous. So I ask for that. And every day I'm just grateful. I'm just stay open and grateful. I was just with a very good friend of mine who is a survivor of glioblastoma, which is the most severe brain cancer. She was diagnosed a year ago, and now she's cancer-free. And she was so inspiring to me. And she's just grateful all the time. And that's what healed her. And when she got her diagnosis, she said, this is an enormous opportunity. So it's just a mindset that when we hold ourselves as the students that we are, what is this opportunity going to give me? What gift am I going to get? There's power in that, such power in that. Not to say you don't have to do the work. You're called on to take those action steps, but with that kind of mindset, miracles happen.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
So 2 last questions. First, where can people go, Sheila, to find your work, to find everything you have to offer, to find your upcoming courses, to find your couples courses, to find everything?
Everything's on asktheo.com, and we have a great mentoring program coming up called Thrive. So I would encourage everybody, check that out. See if it's something for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And any last words you want to share with people today? You're beaming now, Sheila. You are beaming.
Well, that's what we do. Right, Michael? We have to be lights.
Yes.
We're all lights in this expanded time. Be the light that you are. And I just love spending this time with you. I look forward to another time.
I look forward to it too, Sheila. So for everyone out there, this is Michael Sandler saying, be well, have fun, see the eagles in your own backyard, and shine that light bright. It's happening to you, through you, and for you. And above and beyond all else, shine bright. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? So much love, Sheila. This was beautiful.
I know.
Another wow, wow, wow. How does it get any better than this? A beautiful interview with Sheila, with Theo, with you, on how you can shift, on how you can discover that love within, on how you can embody who and what you're truly meant to be. And on that note, I would love it if you want to come and try and join us with the School of Mystics 4 Wednesdays each and every month, live and recorded, to live at this higher level. And how does it get any better than this? Link is down below. I'd love to have you there. You will get attunements, transmissions, clearings, teachings, so much energy work to help you live at that highest level. And if at the same time you're saying, Michael, I don't want to try anything new right now, but I would like to have my energy come up daily, can you help me? Certainly. I have our daily Woohoo energy transmission newsletter. Comes out each and every day, dailywoohoo.com. That link also down below. And I can help shift your energy just through this simple little newsletter on a daily basis. And it's totally free, dailywoohoo.com. Lastly, if you would like to channel, to get awe, to bring awe into your life, to hear from your angels, your guides, your archangels, all of our archangels as well, then you can take the live classes with me along with an entire video-based course. So you can begin channeling tomorrow morning. I'd say today, but you can begin channeling tomorrow morning. That's awe, the automatic writing experience. And you can go to automaticwriting.com or that link down below to come join us for our live classes with me. Ask your questions live each and every month. Here's a link to the next amazing show. Love you so, so much. Keep on shining bright. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? Love. I love you. I love you. I love you. You are pure love.